Welcome back to the Success Publishing videocast. My name is Jessica Soto, and I'm here with another one of our amazing best-selling authors, Jameson Chin. He is in the book Unwavering Success with Jameson Chin, and we just love interviewing our authors so that we can shine a light on their stories, share their stories, and just show the world the amazing work that they're doing. So, Jameson, could you give us just like the little cliff notes on who you are, where you are in the world, how we got here?
Sure. Thank you so much, Jessica. I truly appreciate it. It's great to see you again as always. So I'm Jameson Chin, and I'm based in Singapore. And if you don't know where Singapore is, it's basically somewhere in Southeast of Asia. So it's really sunny. It's always summer here. Amazing weather, but it's 4 seasons of summer, as they say. So my background is in sales. So I've been in sales for the most part of my life. So I'm 35 this year. I've been doing sales for more than at least a decade. So yes, sales has been something I really love. It's fun,
Mhm.
and I feel that's my calling, my passion.
Yeah, I totally get that. That's amazing. It's great to find our passion at this age and then really be able to just live it and live our purpose and make the impact that we want to make. So I know you were super excited about getting your book. Can you show us that amazing book that you got?
Definitely.
Yeah. How did it feel when you got that in the mail?
Honestly, when I got in the mail, I was really excited. When I finally opened it, and I recorded a quick unboxing. I said in my unboxing video that it felt like being a father.
Yeah.
You see, I'm not married yet. I don't have kids, so I wouldn't know how it's like to be a father yet. But it definitely felt that way. That kind of excitement. Knowing that, oh my gosh, the book is coming out, and finally seeing it and holding it in my arms for the first time. It was a really emotional moment at the same time, because of the story that I've written inside. But I was excited, and yet I had a lot of emotions going through me at that point of time.
Yeah, I mean, I am a mother, so I understand the actual parent side, but it's a labor of love. You put all this work and excitement into it, and you have all these ideas and thoughts, and then you actually have it is just like, whoa, I can do something with this now. Um,
Yes.
so let's dive into your story a little more. Can you give us a little more background on who you are and what brought you to becoming an author?
Sure. So I've been in sales, as I mentioned, for a big part of my life, and my goal was never to just be in sales all the way. I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. So as I built up my skills in sales, I moved on to being an entrepreneur. So I still keep my day job, that pays the bills, but I move on as well in terms of expanding and growing businesses. And I truly believe that you should never just stay stagnant. You should always keep growing.
Mhm.
But what happened was that my story is not so much about business or sales per se.
Mhm.
It was actually more of an emotional one because along as things went by in life, I got involved in relationships, and stuff like that. But what truly hit me the most was when I met this particular girl who ended up becoming an emotional toll on my life. Not
Mhm.
exactly because it's her fault. Um, Technically speaking, she was kind of suicidal, and that chain of events dragged on for quite some time, and in turn, I became suicidal too. So
Mm.
so that was actually what happened. And moving forward, I actually realized that as I sank and spiraled deeper and deeper, uh, I reached a point where I really wanted to, end it all. So what really pulled me back was, apart from my family and my friends, they showered me with a lot of concern and care. But I'm a God-believing person, so I really thank God for everything, His providence. Um, but I realized something at the very end, and that is you are truly in control of everything. Your happiness should not depend on someone else, and likewise, someone else's happiness should not depend on you. So
Mhm.
my book was actually about my journey through that and how I got out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I loved reading your chapter and how it was a lot about you are in control of everything that concerns you and the self-love part of it too, because I think that's really important. That's
Thank you.
awesome. So what made now the time to become an author for you?
Well, I've always wanted to, tell my story to people, but I didn't really know how because it's kind of weird to just, I felt it was kind of weird to just jump on social media and say, hi guys, I'm
Uh-huh.
suicidal, previously. So
Uh-huh.
what better way, what better way? So when I spoke to Steve, I shared my story with him and he said, Jameson, that's a really great story. People
Mhm.
can relate to that. And I realized that, hey, he's right. In fact, I know of other people. It might not be that extreme, where they are suicidal or they have partners who are suicidal, but there are a lot of times, not just in relationships, but in life where people feel powerless. They feel that they
Mhm.
don't have control. So why not now? I always wanted to get my story out there to be able to impact and inspire them to be able to believe in themselves. So I felt that, since I have the opportunity to share my story with the world, definitely now is the best time.
Yeah, exactly. I love that that Steve helped you realize that so many people can relate to that, whether it's the exact same kind of situation or it's just something similar where they're really struggling, they're down there, and a story like this can open their eyes and realize, "Oh, Jameson did it. I can totally do it too."
Definitely.
I love that. Um, and then so I know, like, I'm guessing you hope that people are going to be impacted by this and be able to maybe also step into their power of being in control of themselves. Is there anything else kind of along with that you're hoping people will read this and be able to walk away and say, "Okay, this is what I do."
The one key thing that I experienced back then when I was going through this period of, I would call it kind of like a depression period,
Mhm.
was that I felt really alone. Truly.
Mhm.
Although I know my family and friends are there for me, that kind of feeling, that lonely feeling where you feel that, no one understands what you're going through, it was a really hopeless feeling. And one of the main reasons why I wrote, this is because I don't want people out there to feel that way, because I know that there will be people feeling that way. But my
Mhm.
hope is that this book, reading it will inspire them and let them realize that, hey, I'm not alone. I can do this. And that, Jameson has gone through this before. And if he can go through this, me too.
Yeah. I think now is the perfect time for that. So many people think that they're alone in so many different struggles that they go through, and when we just open up like this and let them know, "Hey, I did this too. You had no idea." They're able to voice that too and step into their power. That's awesome. So now that you've been published, I know you've done some interviews, you've been in some some press. How has stepping into that identity as an author changed the way you feel about yourself or how you act or conduct business?
Well, definitely, I feel more of a sense of power now.
Mhm.
I'm definitely excited to share with people that, hey, I'm a published author, and here's my book, and
Yeah.
that is really really exciting, So definitely, I feel much more empowered, I would say. But what's crazy is not having the feeling of being empowered, but being able to empower others through this as
Mhm.
well. That's
Oh,
what really excites me.
I love that. So all of this, what's next for you? What's the next step for Jameson?
So, so what happened is that I probably I believe that you've probably heard of it before. We all know Matt Morris, and Matt, he shared about this story. You know, one day we're all gonna die, you see, and we can't avoid that. And someday on that tombstone, there'll be two dates on it: the day you were born, and then the day you pass. And in between that date is a dash. And what really matters is not really the day you're born or the day that you pass, but that dash, that dash means everything. So for
Mhm.
me, I want to leave a legacy behind. I want to be able to impact others and be able to let them, give them hope, inspire them. So if you ask me what's next, Jameson, I want to be able to get my story out to the world, to be able to give them hope, especially now. Now is, I think, one of the darkest times that we are going through, with the coronavirus and everything, the
Mhm.
Olympics. Even in the Olympics, there were some people who didn't do well in Singapore. We had someone who didn't do really well. But I mean, a lot of people were just saying, hey, he did really badly, when instead they should be saying, you know what, you tried your best. So I believe that we're actually in times of darkness, and I just want to be able to shine a light onto all this darkness. That's what I want to do.
That's beautiful. And then just out of this whole author experience, I know you and you were like on it, you were one of our stars and you got published and you really ran with it at the end. What was the best or biggest surprise out of all of this?
The craziest surprise and the best surprise was, in the end, being able to do it, because when I first started out, I had my doubts. I mean, for sure, I mean, I'm a very positive person. I believe that if you set your mind and your soul and your heart to it, you can do it. But sometimes, there's just that small little voice,
Mm-hmm.
whispering to you, you know what, you're gonna fail, you're not gonna do it, I don't think you succeed, that kind of stuff. So there were voices in my head telling me that, Jameson, don't waste your time, But I said, you know what, go away, just go away. I'm just gonna go
Yeah.
ahead and do it. And the biggest surprise was being able to do it. But what's even bigger after that was realizing that it has impacted many others. I mean, I had people reaching out to me and saying, hey, Jameson, I love your story. I could resonate with it. And, that was actually one of the biggest surprises.
That's amazing. Yeah. I mean, you're out there, you're impacting others' lives, and that is just wonderful. I love it. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Again, this is Jameson Chin with Unwavering Success. You can check his book out on Amazon, and there's also an ebook version. And thank you again, Jameson.
Thank you so much, Jessica. I truly appreciate it. Stay blessed.